Hi Jim, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
I'm great, thanks. Before I head over to discover and give people a look-see at a very interesting wharf that rarely gets used, I wanted to give people a little...
That's right.
I've seen your boats here for years.
That's right. It's,
tell us about what you do.
well, I rent boats from anything from 15 foot to 20 feet. Most people rent them for a half day, sometimes a full day. You can take them out, take them in the harbor. You can go all the way out, actually, to Great Point. But most people we find stay in the harbor and they go to Cotu, find their little spot of beach and spend the day or half day there.
Oh, fantastic. So what size boats are they?
Here's a couple of examples. This is our largest boat here behind you. It's a 20-foot Boston Whaler.
Yep.
This is our smallest boat. It's a 16-foot boat. Can accommodate 5 people, not really any more than that. There's another Boston Whaler right there.
Wow,
with a 135 horse, and then we have a bunch of Maycrafts here with 90 horse Yamaha 4-stroke. So.
Okay. And so how do we get in contact with you?
So you can find me on my website, probably is the easiest. It's boatnantucket.com.
Yep.
You can actually put in for your reservation. We'll get an email and we'll confirm it to you.
Okay.
And that's probably the best way.
But you could come down here and just...
Or you could come down, the best spot on the island right here. If you look, it's you'll always find one of us sitting here during the day. So.
Well, thank you, Jim.
All right. Thanks a lot, Gino.
You bet. Hi, Jim.
Hey, Gino.
Thanks for inviting me to your gallery.
Well, it's glad to have you here. You know, Gino, I am originally from North Carolina, and I came up here about 40 years ago, and just when I was in college, and just absolutely fell in love with this place. It was the most beautiful place I'd ever laid eyes on. And I felt honored. I basically have dedicated my life to doing paintings of this island. But what I'm excited about in 2015, just recently, a board of historians came out with an A to Z, the most influential artist of the last 500 years. And the great thing about living in 2015 is you can go on the internet and Google me and see that that's true. But I happen to have a printout right here. When you go on the internet, it's called Artists and Their Works. I'm under C, Cromartie. By the way, Cromartie is C-R-O-M-A-R-T-I-E. Under C, you will find Michelangelo, Calder, Chagall, Cézanne, and right down here, little old southern boy, Jamie Cromartie. Living here on Nantucket, I'm still trying to get my head around it. I can't even hardly believe it. But if you get a chance, come down and see the paintings. They are actually pretty good. Thanks.
So I'm working on a silk and merino shawl. So I make everything in the shop I make here.
Do people custom order from you, or do you make them just...
Yeah, everything that you see can come in about 30 different colors. So people see a scarf and they want to throw out of it, and I do that. And I do some sewing as well, and do some wraps that are sort of like a ruana.
Okay.
And those are pretty popular.
Now, how long have you been a weaver?
35 years this year. Yeah, pretty good.
There's a little exercise involved.
It's a little exercise, but I sure do love it. Look where I get to work. I do rugs from recycled materials. So these are all things that I get from the take it or leave it at the dump. So this is made all with khaki pants. This one here, you can see the white jeans. The khaki pants. This is a pair of lime green jeans. This is old wool blankets I found. This is a sample, because I don't have one to show you, of Nantucket red rug. I do these custom sizes along with the khaki pants rug and the jeans rug.
Fantastic.
The jeans rug's the most popular.
This is...
Made on Nantucket? Is it
Correct.
really made on Nantucket?
I wasn't, but most of the things in the gallery are.
Okay.
And I've had the business since 1993.
Yep.
And I also feature, as you'll see on the sign, it says Made on Nantucket. It also says Bakelite, because I have one of the largest collections in the East, and it's all vintage from the 30s to 70s. And it's jewelry, barware, and kitchenware. Please come inside.
Thank you. I was just going to say that.
This year I have 2 new artists that I'm featuring. Andrew Jackson, who is self-taught. He's in his 30s. He only uses palette knife. And I also have Buzz Williams, who's been doing art for a long time, but I like his style now more than I have in the past, so they are my 2 feature artists for 2015. Bakelite was created in 1906 by Dr. Leo Baekeland, and it was initially created as a material to use in electronics and in cars and planes because it was impervious to heat. So it was industrially used. In the 30s, they started making Bakelite jewelry and barware and kitchenware, a lot of which was made in the United States. Some was, interestingly enough, made in Canada and in Germany. And if you follow me, these are all deco pieces, which are my favorites.
You're really made on Nantucket. Most everything in here is made from people that live on Nantucket, right?
Correct. And I started with 65 artists when I was on Main Street. I'm down to about 20 now, but I also have 8 jewelers, including myself, who make jewelry on Nantucket.
Kathy, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
You bet. Pete's Fresh Fish Prints.
That's correct, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
It's an old-fashioned form of recording the catch dating back in the 1800s by the Japanese. It was a way to, before the camera was invented, to say, hey, this is what we have in our market. This is the fillets here, but this was what the fish would look like before it was cut up.
Cool.
Yeah, and so what I do is I do a different form of it with multiple different kinds of papers, from small fish like scup to 7.5 foot mako sharks, striped bass, tuna.
It doesn't matter any size. Is everything
as long as they're legal.
As long as it's legal.
Yep. So now you see a piece here. This was from an 845-pound bluefin tuna that Jonas at Slip 14 caught, and that was his largest tuna to date. And that's the tail and the torso portion. The rest of that fish went to Japan within 24 hours of being caught. So it's a form, I call it flat taxidermy. So instead of having a mounted fish that collects dust on your wall, we have it behind glass, and it's actual replication of your fish. So it's taken directly off the real fish itself, and unlike a fiberglass mount, which is just a mold and airbrushed, this actually is done directly off your fish. So I do them for people that maybe their son has caught or daughter has caught a first fish, or maybe somebody's never, a 45. The other day I did one for a 9-year-old boy who caught a 30 or a 43.5-inch fish. So there's a lot of possibilities as far as what we do, and there's many different kinds of papers and unique colors that we can do printing with.